Hi guys, MuddledMuppet here, still doing the do. How are you doing? What I'd like to talk about today is tactics and strategies in The Last of Us. It's a very tactical and strategical game, in my opinion. That guy bouncing up is so funny. But it's kind of curious. How many of you actually use tactics and strategy within the game? What are your tactics? What are your strategies? Me personally, I think that the most important part of the game is the first few minutes. And if we have a look at the score here, we're a couple of minutes in. We haven't lost a life yet, and they've lost 3. Now, I'm not saying this as a criticism of them. What I'm saying is it kind of highlights that from here on in, they're kind of going to be on the back foot. They're always going to have to be reacting to what we're doing. So I think the first few minutes are really essential. One thing that's so essential is you've got to get to those middle supply boxes. I'm sure everyone's figured out by now that the middle supply boxes on supply raid will give you far more content than the ones where you first spawn. 99% of the time you're going to get a melee weapon in the middle boxes, and probably about, I don't know, 75% of the time you're going to be able to upgrade that melee weapon from the middle supply boxes. So that makes the first kind of fight for it essential. So the thing is, what do? Do we storm into it? Now obviously if you run, you're giving your position away, you're letting the enemy know which box you're going for. Problem is, if you crawl and they're kind of jogging, or they put a bit of a sprint on, they're going to get into that middle position first. That's assuming that both teams have gone for the same side. Now, I'm more and more starting to come under the impression that actually running for the middle supply boxes is better than trying to be too cautious at the start. You've got to have some bollocks on you, and you've got to actually go for it. Once you do that, and if you manage to get the upper hand at that point, you're going to be way ahead of what the other team are doing. And they're always going to be reacting to you. They're always going to be on the back foot. You're always going to have more upgrades than them. You're always going to have, better weapons. So you're going to have armor on, etc., etc. So that's kind of like the overall strategy, is try and get an early start, and then try and obviously keep holding on to that. Now tactics are, a lot of the time we used to sort of group together too much, I think, and we're trying to evolve our gameplay now where we do actually spread out a little, and that kind of makes it easier to flank. Now I'm going to mention something about flanking. Going across to the opposite side of the map and working on your own is not flanking. Flanking is when you're still coordinating with your team, you're still attacking the same bunch of enemies, but you're doing so from a position to the right or to the left. In this game, to get around behind somebody, you're going to have to move fast, and moving fast is generally going to give you position away. It's possible, but it's a risky tactic. Now, one thing as well that you need to think about is when to rescue somebody. Like where I was there, it was impossible to get rescued. But what I could do was try and lure him around so that at least my teammates would get a shot on him while he was executing him. You can see here what I mean about flanking. We're actually attacking the same guys. You can see the position of my guys on the map. They were going for the same guys that I was. Gives us the upper hand totally. Now, I've been reading a bit on the forums about some people getting annoyed with teams having tactics and strategies, and I've got to say, if you don't have tactics or strategies in this game, you're screwed. You're totally screwed. On a lot of my videos, I have posted up full matches where I talk about the good, the bad and the ugly, what goes right and what goes wrong, and I do intend to do more of that. This was just a bit of an overview to see what kind of strategies you guys have, and would you like to see some strategy videos in depth, like longer videos. Don't forget to comment. Take it easy guys, this is Muppet out. Bye!